Now available in paperback and e-readers, E-Steam Ascension, The Devil's Diva reaches a turning point in her life with this powerful E-Steam series story. Get E-Steam Ascension at online booksellers today. Recently, there was a controversy regarding R&B singer Ginuwine's appearance on Big Brother. Now, Ginuwine was on this Big Brother reality show as one of the contestants, and one of these transgender individuals decided they wanted to make an advance on Ginuwine. Now, Ginuwine rejected the advances of this transgender individual, and since then, there have been calls calling him a homophobe, and people going out of their way to denounce Ginuwine. Now, I stand with Ginuwine on this because Ginuwine is a heterosexual black man, and as a heterosexual black man, he has a right to reject the advances of a homosexual individual. And the reason why he has that right is because that is guaranteed him as a man. As a heterosexual man, he has a right to say that this is not his sexual orientation, and he has the right to reject transgender individuals because they are not women. Now, members of the LGBT community, they can't stand this, but what I can't stand is what the mainstream media is trying to do to malign the image of Ginuwine, because the plans that the mainstream media have for black men are to degrade the black male image by finding ways to effeminize the black image, emasculate black men, and promote homosexuality as a social norm. And this is what they're trying to do with Ginuwine right here. They're trying to emasculate Ginuwine by saying that this heterosexual man should take the advances of this transgender individual. They're trying to effeminize his image by saying that black men should be associated with homosexuality. And they're trying to emasculate Ginuwine by saying that he is not a man for standing up for himself. Those are the things that they're trying to do with Ginuwine. They're trying to smear Ginuwine as a man, and they're trying to degrade his masculinity in the mainstream media. And this is wrong to do, because as a heterosexual black man, he should not have to deal with advances from homosexuals. If you are a transgender, then you should find another homosexual individual or another transgender individual to involve yourself with. Because as a heterosexual man, Ginuwine has clearly stated his sexual orientation. He has said that he prefers women and he wants relationships with women. He does not want relationships with men or transgenders who look like women. He wants a woman. That's his right and his personal preference as a man. But that's not what the media is all about. What the media wants to do, again, is emasculate this man, try to promote effeminized imagery with him, and degrade his image. And that's not what he probably came on that reality show for. He probably just thought he'll do this reality show, make this appearance, and be a part of this show in order to get his brand out here. Because as I've seen it with Ginuwine, because I've followed him since the 90s, he used to do a lot of different theater when he wasn't singing, and he used to be in a lot of different Christian musicals and things like that. So for this homosexual individual to make that type of advance on him, that is what's really offensive, because this person knew Ginuwine's background, he knew his history. I mean, I knew his history. I knew that he did Christian musicals. I knew his background as a singer. I knew his R&B background. So this type of campaign, again, was designed to malign his image, and this transgender individual was looking to make themselves out to be the victim when they're the actual perpetrator on this man. And what they were perpetuating on this man is, as I see it, a sexual assault, because you knew that this man was heterosexual, you knew that this man was probably a Christian, you knew that his core values ran diametrically opposed to yours, yet you still tried to make an advance on this man, and that's a violation of that man's rights, and it's also a violation of his personal space, and it's also a violation of his values, and his beliefs. And as I see it, that's what a lot of people want to do with black men. They think that if they push the boundaries of a black man, they can further push their agenda. And that's what they were trying to also do with Ginuine, was push their agenda at his expense and try to exploit him at his expense. And that's not right at all to do to anyone, because Ginuine has his right to be who he wants to be, just like these so-called LGBT people say they have a right to be who they want to be. And part of having rights is respecting another man's boundaries. And this is the other big problem with a lot of LGBT people. They like to play the victim and try to infringe on other people's personal spaces without respecting their boundaries. And what I saw what they tried to do with Ginuine is they wanted to make him a bad guy for establishing a boundary for himself. He is saying that he's not gay, he does not associate with gay people, and he doesn't want to have gay people making sexual advances towards him. That's not homophobic at all, as I see it. He was just trying to protect his personal boundaries and his personal space. That's not something that's wrong. And when I look at the mainstream media, they want to make it look like it's wrong for a black man to say that he has boundaries and personal space, and he should just tolerate anybody stepping into his personal space, and if he tries to defend himself, the other person is a victim. No, that's not the case at all. This guy doing this to Ginuine, that's a violation of his personal space, and in some ways it's a sexual assault, because he didn't ask that man to make an advance on him. He was just minding his business. If this were a woman and this transgender made an advance on that woman would be talking about Me Too, sexual harassment, and sexual assault, and the mainstream media would be filled with white knights looking to defend her honor and looking for ways to penalize this other individual. But because it's a black man, they want to try to punish him all for being a man. I'm going to have to stand with Ginuine on this one, because he did nothing wrong. All he did was say he's a heterosexual black man. He doesn't swing that way, and he doesn't want to have transgenders making advances on him. He did nothing wrong in this case, and he should be applauded for standing up for himself, because if he were a woman and did this, everybody would be saying Me Too and Time's Up, and they would be trying to shut this other person down. But because he's a black man, they want to try to make him out to be some sort of villain, when in actuality he is not a villain. In some cases, as I see it, he's the victim in this situation, and he's the person who wasn't looking for this type of advance, yet this guy wanted to make this advance on him. And what he needed to be told was, just because you're LGBT does not give you a right to step in somebody's personal space, step in their boundaries, and feel like you can do that. But because this guy felt like this, because he felt like, oh, a black man is inferior, a black man is weaker, so I can go into this black man's personal space, violate his boundaries, and challenge his sexual orientation. And again, that was all part of the mainstream media's agenda, which is all about trying to find ways to emasculate black men, feminize black men, and degrade the image of black men in mainstream media. I applaud Ginuine for standing up for himself, standing up for heterosexual black masculinity, and standing up as a black man, because that's what black men need to do in these cases, because when it comes down to black men, there's been an all-out assault on black masculinity, and we shouldn't be punished for being heterosexual black men and expressing our heterosexuality. This is something that should be applauded, because just like people talk about these so-called LGBT people having rights, heterosexual people have rights, and we have a right to the life, liberty, and the pursuit of our own happiness without people trying to force their sexual orientation on us and violate our personal space and our personal boundaries. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to try some of my SJS Direct titles, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.